Hi, this is Neil. We're at the Global Sources Trade Show. This is Hong Kong. You got us since 2017, and I'm with my friend here, Garvin. How are you, Brian?
Very good, Neil. Nice to see you.
Yes, and we've got a message for people out there that are looking to source from China, and there's a lot of middlemen out there. There's a lot of third-party people that can do inspections for you, can do lots of things, but Brian has interesting expertise and background. What are the different things that you've been doing in China? Probably in the last 5 years. You've been in China. How long have you been in China?
I've been based full-time in China now for over 13 years.
13 years,
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what are some of the things that you have been doing in factories?
Right, well, I've been primarily focused on sourcing,
right.
Supply chain management,
right.
product development, and manufacturing and quality control.
Wow.
Yeah.
You mentioned that M word, manufacturing, because there's a lot of, I guess, sourcing people out there, but manufacturing requires a lot of good knowledge on engineering, things like that.
Well, sourcing is a part of it,
right.
Absolutely, because that's the first step in any project. You've got to find the right supplier, the right components,
right.
Even the right factory that can manufacture the product that you want at the quality level that you want, at the lead time that you want, at the price you're willing to pay. While there's a lot more platforms today that make it easier to source products, it's still difficult to find that right mix of the parameters that you're looking for.
Right, so that's what you're saying, like we could go global sources, we can go lots of different platforms, but sometimes buyers may not be missing that hidden element, which may be, can that factory make something that you want to get made? Like we see the final product in the trade show, but maybe the factory may put the price up later, maybe its quality is not as good as what is represented. There's lots of things that can go wrong, right?
Well, exactly. That's why it's so important to look at the factories and check them out before you proceed manufacturing with them. Make sure that they have their supply chain in place, that they are able to get the components that they need to manufacture the product when you place an order, to make sure that they have the manufacturing processes in place, to make sure that they have the quality procedures in place all through the manufacturing process, from the incoming inspection to the in-process inspection to the final inspection, and the final testing and packaging, and all of that is assured through their quality system. So there's a lot of things that you want to make sure that are in place.
Wow. Now you've actually worked in factories in China.
Oh, absolutely.
So you've been in charge of actually assembly lines making things.
I wasn't in charge of mass production. I was in charge of product development. So you could think of it as mini manufacturing, because we were tasked with developing a project through all of the steps in the actual manufacturing, through each step, and then handing it off to mass production at a much higher level. But so we were the mini manufacturers before handing it off to mass production.
Wow, it seems like the situation with a lot of startups that are, say for example on Indiegogo, Kickstarter, they've raised the money and based on prototypes or very small volume production, and then suddenly they realize, oh wow, we need to make this in mass volumes.
And that's a big problem when you go from, say, manufacturing maybe a few hundred or to a few thousand. If your project or your product really takes off, and suddenly now you need to make 10,000 or 50,000 or 100,000, then it's not even always just about that supplier, can he make it, but it's can he get the components that they need. If it's electronic, lead times for some components may be 20 weeks. So there's a lot of planning that has to go into the entire supply chain so that they have to make sure that they have all the components necessary to build your product so you can get it delivered within a reasonable time.
So those watching this video, what is something special that you can offer and that the average sourcing person would not have in their repertoire?
Sure. Well, although I do offer sourcing, a lot of people come to me for simple sourcing projects, but I'd like to get more involved with further up the supply chain, in the supply chain management, the actual product development, and then moving the product into mass production and then monitoring during the production. So I want to be involved not just in the sourcing, but in the entire supply chain, from the component supplier through the manufacturer, through the quality systems, and then through getting it shipped out to the customer wherever they are in the world.
There are lots of instances where things have not been delivered, even though they've been funded on Kickstarter.
Yes.
Or what happens often is delays.
Absolutely. Because in a lot of cases, it's the chicken or the egg, right? They have a product, they have a great idea, maybe they even have a working prototype or a 3D model, and they can sell it and it looks like a good product and people are excited about it, but they don't have that supply chain in place.
Right.
Sometimes because they don't have the money because they're a startup.
Yes.
So sometimes it's very difficult to get all the pieces of the puzzle in place at one time.
Right. So anyone that's interested in finding out more about what you do, how can they reach you?
bgarvinsourcing.com.
There you go, bgarvinsourcing.com. You've got us. And Brian, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks a lot, Neil. Appreciate it.
You've been a teacher for me too.
Great.
So,
good to see you today.
This is me with Brian Gavin. Remember, bgarvinsourcing.com, and we're at the trade show in Hong Kong. Bye for now.